we're gonna work on some Coshocton Flint and maybe some others. Do a couple of Clovises or try to get one made. These are the tools I'm going to start with. And when you take a piece of flint, you want something that has no crystals in it on account of the flute. You don't want it stopping or cutting the thing in two. So I'll start some work on this one and see where it ends up. And mainly I do a lot of freehand on this, especially on the early stages. Well, I do that's basically all I do anyhow. I do so much of that freehand in the pit. I'm so used to it that it works for Clovises. I'm a slow worker, so, and I focus hip and the base, kind of. Lots of abrading. This is what the type of flint that the paleo people used a lot in Ohio to do Clovises. So that's why we got one of these going. This piece here, you might see it has a lighter color, then goes into darker color, and that's because it was a tab that had maybe around the outside edge had more lighter colors. It was layered in with limestone or section there that was kind of crushed or something, but it'll all work out eventually. So when you're thinking Clovis, you got to keep that form in mind. So you got whole sections, what you can use to bring it to the proper contour for Clovis. Now, I didn't do a Clovis for probably 6 months or more, probably a year, so maybe it won't even work, but it should. And when I do them, I don't do a lot of flat flaking because you still want a little bit of ovals. So that's a lot why I come. My angle on my billet is more of a straight down along the edge. Okay, got a low spot in here, you can see, so I got to try to straighten that tip up with that. Kind of a mushy area there. Well, that's not all bad. We just move it over a little bit. lot of this has a lot of fossils and stuff in it, and might come apart in those areas. What I'm trying to do is get it level to that flat spot. Okay, it's starting to come in there now. The tip is pretty sensitive with that little. Okay, it still needs a little more. As it gets a little thinner, I'll have to use my pressure flaker to set it up better. It goes. Well, you can always make smaller ones. Had a little bit of a fossil in there, and you get all kinds of surprises inside the rock. Okay. Pretty good hit there. The hard one, but we can match it up. I try to use the braider to move the line a little bit as much as I can. Then well, getting good stacks in there now. I'll try to do as much with the billet as I can, because it start getting into pressure flaking and it takes a little more time. Okay, a couple more hits with the billet and I'll have to go to pressure flaking. Okay, I'll go to pressure flaking. Okay, I straightened it up a little bit more, and then I was going to go to pressure flaking, but I'm going to do a couple, maybe a couple of billet flakes yet before that. Try to clean it up just a little bit more. Got a little bit smaller billet. Okay, a couple here. And a couple here. I braided a little bit. One right in here, maybe I can come in there and get that ridge out a little bit. Yeah, I took it out. Run right along the edge of it, kind of took it out. That's what I wanted. Okay, now I'm going to go to pressure flaking. Okay, it's starting to shape up pretty much like I want. You can see it's got, you take some pressure flakes off, kind of get it a little better